Stuart, you write about the Illuminati, and that behind all of this sinister research and use of all of this technology in this way is a group called the Illuminati. Who are the Illuminati?
Make a long story short, they're the 13 families that control the resources and the entire planet. And they have their ancestry goes all the way back to Sumerian times. And where then they changed into the Babylonians, they became the Khazars. They entered into Europe, where they merged with the Celtic remnants or the Atlantean refugees, which became the Merovingians. And then that, over the centuries, broke into 13 distinct families that controlled Europe at the time, and then now the entire planet.
But before the Illuminati were the reptilians?
The reptilians were the first colonists on this world. They, for all intents and purposes, own this planet, and that's how they still think. And they are still here. Of course, they were colonizing a continent called Lemuria, which no longer exists. They went underground or into the inner earth, and then they started coming up during the Sumerian times, interbreeding, hybridizing the population so that there's a human and reptilian genetics in all of us. Each one of us has reptilian genetics. And you can see this as a fetus develops in the womb. During the first few weeks of existence, the fetus is an androgynous reptilian, and only then is mammalian genetics opened up in it, proving a hybridization.
So the Illuminati, who are this 13, and are there names to these families?
Yes, you know, you have the Windsors, the Rothschilds, the Romanovs, the Sinclairs. There's a very wide range of Illuminati, but even more so is the range underneath the 13, which is the Committee of 300, which are 300 families that work very closely in association with the Illuminati to accomplish the goals.
You mentioned that in your book, that another way of describing the Illuminati is the New World Order.
Yeah.
And you do, part of your seminar, you ask people to remove a dollar bill. Could you describe that?
Yes.
Now, years ago, there used to be a banner under this that said, E pluribus unum, one for all. What does it say now? Novus Ordo Seclorum, New World Order. Did you notice? Did they put that in the newspaper? Look at your dollar bill, and you'll see it.
This is a decommissioned Air Force base. You also write that the government at this present time is utilizing Air Force bases for other purposes.
They're creating it as detention centers and re-education centers to be used in the future when the New World Order becomes public knowledge. And you know what we see in Guantanamo now in Cuba? Picture that across the United States.
The first full-time self-contained Eden, or biosphere, for extraterrestrial life forms is founded in North America, underground along what is now known as New Mexico and Arizona. This colony was a reptilian outpost established by the Seacar and bioengineered from caste reptilians. Eden, the word Eden means biosphere. Okay, we're taught from biblical that it means Garden of Eden, the Garden of Eden. To the extraterrestrial language, which is where we got the word originally, it means biosphere. They would bring a living habitat with them and transplant it here so that when they were not exploring or gardening or tending the rest of the earth, they could live like they're accustomed to. Okay? So it's exactly the same thought as if you buy a mobile home, and what you want to do when you travel throughout the United States is you want to take home with you. It's exactly the same theory. Okay? It's the same mechanism, except they would bring a biosphere because they would be here for maybe up to 1,000 years Earth time. Okay? Because they don't have the same physiology as we do. Exactly the same. Our average lifespan for a man, I believe, is 74 years of age today. There is a darkness that is here, that is present on earth and under the earth and around the earth. Okay? don't want you to think that it doesn't exist. Earth is a great example of duality. And it's taken me a very long time to get to this place where I'm actually very grateful at this point for that duality, for that darkness, for learning about that darkness. Because I have spent a lot of energy challenging it, butting up against it, saying, how dare you, fighting it, talking about it, etc. Now, it does exist. It is real. And it is partially us, and then there's an element of it that is not us. It is not human. Okay? It's dimensional, spiritual, whatever you want to call it. But what it's done is that it's helped me realize what it is I don't want. So, once you've come to that place of realizing what you don't want in your life, you can actually begin the work of building what you do want. Because intention is everything. Okay? And you have to have intent in order to create anything, even ourselves. There had to be the initial intention to want to experience, to want to create physicality, to want to leave eternity to come down and begin this journey of physicality. Whether it's here on Earth, whether it's in Andromeda, the Pleiades, Orion, it doesn't matter. They're all doing the same journey. We're just at different levels. That's all.
I think the people who are running this thing from behind the scenes are not even human. And what they got planned, according to their own agenda for ownership of us, is going to be one hell of a war. I cannot imagine the insanity of a human creature who would go out to a South Sea island in the Pacific called Bikini, one of the most desolate, beautiful paradise islands in the South Pacific, and there set up a damn atomic bomb. What kind of lunacy rules these maniacs in government? I don't believe they're human. I don't think they're from here. I think they have another agenda, and I think I know who they are.
And these people are British royalty, not the English people. The English people are a beautiful people, have a very beautiful history. The country, and even the UK, all three of the countries are beautiful countries with beautiful people. But the British royalty, in my humble opinion, are the most evil operation on the face of the earth. I believe they're behind the drug trafficking, mafia, bloodletting, and when David Icke talks about the possibility that there might be reptilian influence there, I'm going to give you my opinion on that based on my own personal research. I think he's totally right on this. I think there's a very good case can be made for the existence of reptilians. And I totally agree that the reptilian influence on this earth is frightening in its implications. And I believe this not because David Icke's reasons. I have my own reasons that I arrived at the same place a long time ago also.